Hi friends, it's Terry Gaines, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. In this video tutorial, I'm going to share a card created with the Rolling Waves bundle, which is a stamp set and dies bundle for a 10% savings, or you can purchase them separately. They are part of Stampin' Up's March 2026 online exclusives. The stamp set has 11 images and the die set also has 11 images. There are some great sentiments in the stamp set, a little background stamp, these two big background stamps, and then we have these shells that can be cut out with the dies. Plus you have all of these additional dies. I'm going to be using this die. It's one die that cuts out all 7 of these shells. I'm going to be using both of these background stamps and the happy birthday for this card. When I'm all done with this video tutorial, I am going to share a couple more cards that I've created using this bundle. I'm going to also provide you all the measurements, so if you would like to duplicate this card, this will be your video tutorial to assemble it and get all the materials prepped. I'm going to be using basic white for my card base. It is cut at 7 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I've already scored it at 4 1/4 right here. So it's going to be folded, and the front is going to be a smaller panel. My inspiration for this card was a template in Stampin' Up's January through April mini catalog. There are several templates on page 17. We have 4 card templates, 4 tag templates, and 2 scrapbook templates. All of these can be interchanged, and so you can create card layouts with the tag templates. You can create scrapbook layouts with the card templates, and you can just use these as inspiration. My inspiration is going to be creating a card with this tag template. So the front panel is going to represent the tag. So that was my inspiration. Now I'm going to texturize this. I just wanted this to have some texture, and I thought the So Swirly embossing folder would be perfect. Now when you purchase your cut and emboss machine, you get all of the platforms. So you get your platform 1 that has all the graphics and on how to use the product. You have a platform gray for your 3D embossing folder, but this is a standard folder. So what you need to do is look at using this one right here, which is platform 1, 2 clear plates, and between those 2 clear plates is where you put the embossing folder with the paper in the folder. Now I just want the front panel, so what I'm going to do is line up the score line of the card to where the decorative image starts, and line that up, and then that would be sandwiched between the clear plates. Now, just like a cooking show, I've already done that, so I can bring that finished product in, and now I have this texturized just on the front panel, not on the back panel. So that's the card base, and what I'm going to do is stamp right here. So instead of, if you wanted to, you could put designer series paper there, but I'm going to use those background stamps. I'm going to be using Calypso Coral, and I am going to stamp the larger of those 2 background stamps first. Now I want this to be really light. So what I'm doing, first of all, to ink it up, I'm just tapping, making contact to the ink pad. So the ink is just on the surface. And when you stamp, you make contact and hold it so the ink can absorb. I want this to be a lighter color. So I'm just going to kind of make contact and lift it. I'm going to ink it again, just tap, tap, tap. So my ink is on the surface, and I'm going to make contact and lift it. I just want a lighter version of that. Now this ink will dry a little bit darker than it is shown here. Now I'm going to take this detail part. I call this the detail part. You can use them together, separately, however you want. Now I'm tapping. I want ink just on the surface. Now when I go to stamp this one, I'm going to make contact, and I'm going to really give it time to absorb into the cardstock and hold even pressure down. And then I'm going to get my multiple colors. The same ink pad, but I'm just getting a darker color with this one. Couple reasons: because I'm holding it longer, and also because it's overlaying onto this other color, or multiple colors of this now, 2 more layers of this. So I'm going to hold this, and then it's not as dark because I don't think I got as much ink on here. So I'm going to just tap, tap, tap again. And I'm just going to cover this whole edge to create a decorative edge on the edge of the card. And I want it to go into the card a little bit. So I want to make sure it goes into the card a little bit here. And I'm just going to add a little bit more. You can add as much as you want. I'm going to carry this over a little bit here. I'm going to go up here, add a little bit more here. This is the top. I'm going to add a more color right there. The stamp doesn't go the whole length of the card. And then what I'm going to do is stamp this off, second generation, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more color right here. Fill in that white spot. And then this will be third generation. Just add that. So I'm happy with that. You just add that, and as I mentioned, we want it to go in a little ways like that. Now there's more stamping that you need to do for this card design, and I did that ahead of time on a scrap piece of basic white. I did that very same thing where I stamped the back, the bigger one first, then I added these. This is what I'm going to use to cut out some circles. Now you can cut them out with a stylish shaped circle die or a punch. You need three circles, and they're cut out of this stamped image. And then I also stamped my happy birthday. So I did that work ahead of time. Excuse me. And then, so I've got the stamping portion of it done. So now for the gold and silver foil, I'm using both gold and silver, and I die cut these out of the, with this die right here. Now, before I cut them out, I put adhesive sheet behind my gold foil. So adhesive sheet is a product Stampin' Up sells. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. There we go. 12 sheets in a package, 6 by 12. What I did was I took one of those sheets and I cut it to be the 6 by 4. And then I cut my gold foil to be that same size. I'm going to show you how I work with these. What I do is I bring in my Simply Scoring tool because I like to use the wall on the scoring platform. You've got a wall in the corner here. With the adhesive sheet, they have these 2-inch strips that you peel off, and then your adhesive is here. What I do is I place this in the corner. My adhesive is exposed right here on the top facing up. Then I take my gold foil. I want to adhere it to the back. So then what I'm going to do is hold this in the corner. I'm not going to let go of it because it'll slide away from the corner. I'm going to take this, put that one side to that wall, push it up to the wall towards the top, and then just let it fall into place and bond to that exposed adhesive. Then I will open this up, take this backing off, and bond that, and then take the last backing off and bond that. So I usually cut a little bit bigger. I do like using the adhesive sheet behind small images of the gold. So what I will do is take this, set up my correct platform on my cut and emboss machine, cut out as many of these as I want, and then I just keep this because next time I want to use a card with this detailed gold, I already have this piece set up. So I also did the same thing for the silver. Now I have adhesive behind all of those images. So let's see, so the circles I have cut out already. And then I have 6 inches of baker's twine. And then for that happy birthday, what I did was I fussy cut that out. You could use a little banner. I actually took the time to just take a scissors and I just held my scissors in one spot and just moved my paper around to follow the outline that I wanted to stamp. I'm sorry, I wanted to cut out, so apologize. My videos are full of bloopers most of the time, misspoken words, or maybe I called a color the wrong color, something like that. So hopefully by watching and seeing what I actually am doing, you actually can follow along. My goal is to be able to give you all the details so you can recreate these projects. So that's how I do it. So I did that ahead of time to save some video time, and then on the back of this, I put some mini glue dots. I'm sorry, mini dimensionals, another blooper, mini dimensionals so it pops up. So what I also did was I cut into my mini dimensionals, cut some in half so I could use some half pieces and some whole pieces. So when I attach this, it will be popped up. And then as long as I'm talking about the other things, I am using the basic rhinestones in their iridescent pearl basics to add some more embellishments to this card. So let's start with the assembly. A couple more things we need to do for this card. One is to create that tag look on the top. So I mentioned a couple times that I wanted this decorative stamping to go in a little bit. So what I do is I turn it like this. I put my scissors like this so I know when I cut this, I can view the stamped part. I don't want to view the white part. So now I'm going to just take and cut that on an angle. So you see what I mean? I view the colored image there. So I cut that out. Now I'm going to take that piece I cut off, rotate it, hold it to the other side of the card that has the fold, and then use that as a template to cut my tags so they're equal on both sides. So you just cut whatever you want that angle to be and be okay with it. I'm okay with that, and then just make it even on the other side by using that. Then I'm going to turn it upside down, and I have Stampin' Up's whole assortment punches. They're small punches, all three come together. You've got 3 different tag type punches. I'm going to use the little 1/8-inch circle punch, and then look for equal spacing on both sides of it. Go up about 1/4 inch here and punch a hole. That's going to represent the tag. So I then can take my 6 inches of baker's twine, fold it in half, take the loop, put it from the front to the back, have the loop sitting there in the back, have the tails go through the loop. Now I have a little decorative tag, and that is a decorative side. And now we're going to fill this part in. So how I'm going to do that, so I'm going to start out with the circles here. Now we're going to bring this back. You can see now what I have here. I have my 3 circles. This rectangle is going to be the sentiment, and then I'm going to put the shells kind of where they're indicated here. But a template is the beginning point of your inspiration. So at this point, you can just be creative. It is, we've got our template started and all ready to assemble here, or our inspiration is started. So now what I'm going to do, now I mentioned I use the stylish shape dies for these. You could use punches for these. You can make them square also if you wanted. I'm going to put that one here. I'm going to start out with the one on the top. I'm going to put one on the bottom. I'm just going to look for kind of equal spacing, that I'm doing equal here as I'm doing there. And then I'm going to take the middle one and just put that evenly spaced between the top and the bottom one. So I'm going to start out with that. Then what I'm going to do is just take these bigger shells. As I mentioned, you could just follow exactly what that template is, but now I'm just going to take and just place some of these shells randomly. I start out with the larger ones first. So I'm going to put the silver big starfish on the top. So I'm going to move a larger one down here. I'm going to look at these here, and I will have photos of this on my blog. You can take a screenshot of this video tutorial, or you can go to my blog. I will also have a PDF you can download that will have all of the measurements, which I've used just right here. It's just some basic measurements. It will have a link to this YouTube video, so you can watch this to duplicate the card. And I'm not going to use all of these shells. I'm just going to use some of them. And I actually attended Stampin' Up on stage in Long Beach last week, and this was one of my card swaps. So I'm just going to kind of duplicate what I did for that card. And I just interchanged the gold and the silver, kind of went, started out with the larger shells, and then I didn't use that one. I did put this little one here. Now I'm using gold and silver. If you have a different specialty paper or want to stamp these, you can use whatever you want for that portion. Well, you actually can't stamp these shells, but you can use different papers. You can use different specialty papers. It is really great that you have all the different options you can do. So I am going to just use one more. So I actually had 4 that I did not use, and I didn't want to have to run the die through multiple times for one card. I wanted it to be where we could run the dies through one time and then have the cards like so. So it looks like I just got a little paper dust in there. And then I am going to take the sentiment, and if you recall on that, here, I'll bring that in. It's over up on the top. So I'm going to put it in that same area and take the backings off. Now you could have this sentiment on a banner. Fussy cutting around it is not my cup of tea. I did do it. I tried to do the best job I could do on that, and I was happy with how that results were. So that's what I have so far. Now I'm going to sprinkle it with some rhinestones and some pearls. So I'm going to start out. The rhinestones, you have 3 different sizes. You got some larger ones. I'm going to put a larger one down here. You got a medium one. I'm going to put a medium one here. Put a couple medium ones over here. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with the little ones. You have quite a few little ones here. I'm going to just scatter those and fill in some space like this. I'll put one more right here. And then we have these iridescent pearls. I want to add some of those. And you can add as many of these different pearls as you would like. And I'm just going to add a few of them, sprinkle them in here and there, and just add a little fun accent to the card. And no 2 are ever the same. And that is going to finish off the card. So this is how I use that tag template for inspiration. And now this is where you can sign the card. As long as you don't overlap and go beyond that, your inside sentiment is not visible from when you close the card. So I hope you enjoyed that. I mentioned I had a couple more cards that I created with this bundle. Now this one I just stamped on the crumb cake paper with the second stamp. I stamped there, tore that, have my sentiment there, and then I just die cut those in white, basic white cardstock. Now for this next one, I did use the adhesive sheets, and I put it behind this new wood grain paper. This is called the Wood Grain Wonder 12 by 12. You get 3 each of the 4 double-sided designs. You have 4 different neutral colors here on the front, and those same 4 colors and patterns on the back. Very versatile. And I used that paper and die cut this die cut image, that die cut image. I have that paper layered here. So I used 3 of the 4 colors, and then some are popped up with dimensionals and some are put on with adhesive sheets. And I just made this a little bit smaller panel and have a decorative strip on the back. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. As I mentioned, I will have a PDF with the measurements, a link to this YouTube video if you want to duplicate this card, and it will have the measurements. You can find that on my blog, createwithterrygaines.com, or look in the text portion of this YouTube video. I have a direct link to that. If you appreciate the free PDFs that I offer, I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel, to like or share my YouTube videos, and appreciate you watching. Take care and happy creating.